Hey everyone! Today I'm coming at you with a review that I bet you were waiting for, because this is the review of one of Sarah J Maas' books, House of Sky and Breath. Look at that! It's incredible! This is the book that I will review this week, and let me say there's a lot to talk about. So without any further ado, let's get down with the review. Okay guys, so I have a confession to make, which is that I've never read Sarah J Maas before this book. I know, a lot of fans will be screaming by now, but I just was focusing on other genres, and I've read a lot of murder mystery recently and more academic stuff, so I wasn't really interested, and I also thought fantasy, not really my thing. So I never gravitated towards Sarah J Maas, but then I found a massive discount that I'm gonna show you now. There was this box of books that was discounted. It was £20 for the whole series. The other two books that are not in here are around the room because I'm trying to read them. But I just started with this one and I bought it, but I wasn't able to get down with it. So I didn't start reading Sarah J Maas. And then I went over to my Bookstagram, and in my Bookstagram we have Sarah J Maas' new book all over the place. So what I did was saying, okay, I'm gonna read Crescent City, and then after Crescent City I'm gonna read the new book. Turns out the new book has come out, and so everyone is reading it, I have to read it too. So I dived into the second book without giving a single look at the first book. The first book is this one, A House of Earth and Blood, I think, and it came out as that one. The cover is not the cover that is featured in the majority of the books, but you can see it from here, the super pale image that you can barely see. That is the image cover, the beautiful one. So I have the right book, but my cover sucks because it's this one, which we are gonna skip because we are not gonna talk about covers today. But so yes, I dived into the book, and it was something like 17 hours of reading, which was extreme, but I read it in, I think, 2 days. So I had ideas about the book, which were that it was gonna be nothing special, and that got confirmed when it started to become purely sexual between Bryce and Hunt. They have a whole thing going on, and I don't know what's the before of it, but they clearly have strong passion for each other, and so it starts to become sexual, and I thought that that part was, well, sexy, but maybe too extreme. I don't know, I was a bit not super sure about that part, but it made sense in the overall context, but it wasn't my cup of tea. And as for the book itself, I thought it was okay at the beginning, until the half, I think. What I started to appreciate going on was how defined each character was, because I loved how much each character had a purpose, a voice, and the humor in the book was so good and so modern. They use, sorry if you don't like this, but the word fuck you so many times, and I think that I'm not a fan of using the word without necessities, but considering who they are, because they are young, and I think that it fits, because being so young, it makes them real, because people of that age that are partying and stuff usually do use that word quite often, myself included. So I think that that was a really cool addition, and there were certain moments of sweet and lovely reunion between people that I really loved. And something that they were doing was, in my opinion, a bit stupid, but not so stupid that I couldn't believe it, was to engage with rebellion, and not really rebellion necessarily, but engaging with discovering the truth about what was going on and the war that was going on. And in there they get caught, and what I was super surprised about was that everything was staged by the estuary, the family ruling the whole thing, and it was surprising but at the same time not unbelievable. And there was a secret agent in all of this that I spotted. I knew who this person was before they revealed it, and so I was like, haha, I paid attention, and so I was sure of who that was, and that was confirmed. And that was cool as well, because I thought that having someone from the bad guys that is actually a good guy is something that is pretty common, so it's nice, it's useful to have it because it's true. So that I really enjoyed. And what left me with a kind of was the end, because it's not a kind of full circle thing. I was used to fantasy stuff like Harry Potter that has a school year, so at the end of the book you have the end of the school year and it's done. And that was great, and I thought, yes, that is a cool ending. Like, it makes me think it's over and we are ready to start again. Whereas in this book, there wasn't that. It was such an open-ended finale that I'm like, I need to read the following one, but it doesn't exist yet. So I'm very much engaged in this series at this point, which is a positive point but a negative point, because I don't know where this is going and I cannot know it. So I'm very excited to read the following part. It's just that, yeah, it leaves you at the end with everyone separated, people captured, people that go on other planets, and it's like, no, I need to know. So yeah, it's tragic and I'm very heartbroken. I would be heartbroken, I'm gonna say it, if the following book from this series is gonna end up having a bad ending for Bryce and Hunt, which are the people that they made me root for from the beginning. I'm gonna kill someone. It's not gonna be good. No, that cannot happen. But it was a realistic also, because some people that I imagine were major in the previous book had died, and some people in this book died too. And I think that that was a really cool element, because you cannot have everyone stay alive at all times. It's not realistic, it's war. So that was good as well. And I really appreciated the layers of the story, because there was the layer of friendship that the group had, and that was really good, and it was inclusive because it had very different people engaging with each other and loving each other and supporting each other. And then you had the layer of the personal relationships, the layer of the political stuff. So I thought that the world was created in a very cool way, because I didn't lose myself. I wasn't lost inside the complexity of the whole world. It made sense, and it was explained in a way that I appreciated that. So that was something that made me root for the book even more, because it made me appreciate how hard it is to craft a fantasy novel, because you not only have to create characters that in this book were created masterfully, they were so much fun. I was laughing in every single page. And apart from that, you had the beautiful world created behind that was something completely baffling and completely complex but interesting and understandable. So I really fell in love with that, and it was really good. So I gave it 4 stars just because the ending was for me a bit because I need to read the next book, and also because for me the sex scenes maybe were drawn a bit too far, but I understood that. I understood that they were kind of narrated from the point of view of Bryce and Hunt, and therefore it was pretty sexual. But even for Rune there is a sexual scene and he goes all in, so yeah, definitely that was something that I appreciated, but was a bit not my speed really. But that was the only remark that I had for the book, because I really appreciated it. And also I thought that equal space was given to the characters, so it was not that certain people were there and then got pushed away and they were just a tool for other characters. They actually had a purpose and they were not just put there because. So that was something that I really loved as well. It was just good. I loved it, and I cannot wait to read the next book, and this really motivated me to read the rest of these books from Sarah J Maas. And the only thing that I'm confused about is that every single book that she does is a court of a house. So I'm very confused. I need to look more into Sarah J Maas's works and to kind of go into what they are. I don't know, I think that if the rest of her books, these books that I've seen huge reviews about, are as funny and witty and good as the book that I just read was, we are on to something. We are on to a new favorite. So I will keep you updated on my future developments with this author, but for now, a 4.5 out of 5 definitely for me. I really loved it, cherish it in my heart, and if you want to read it, write it down below, or if you have read it, write it down below, because I want to know your opinion, and I really am looking forward to having you on the channel. So subscribe, put the thumb up, and we will see each other in the next one. Bye guys!